welcome to episode 34 of the Graceful Tangle podcast. I'm Amy Kate, a young but passionate knitter and crocheter. You can find all of the links to my various social media platforms in the description box below, so be sure to check those out. You will also be able to find the link to my show notes for this episode, so if you want more details about anything I'll talk about today, you can head over there and it will direct you to my website where the show notes will be located. Of course, if you have any other questions that you can't find the answer to there, don't hesitate to contact me. You can email me, comment on this YouTube video as long as the comments are cooperating and are there. But you can also contact me on another social media platform as well. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I am so excited to talk about all of my projects with you guys. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit that little notification bell so that you can know each and every time I upload a video. Alrighty, so we're going to jump right into it with some finished objects. Okay, so I have one finished object to share with you guys this week. Before I jump into it, I do want to say that I actually have also finished my mom and dad's socks. So if you are new here, first of all, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. But secondly, I decided to make my family socks for Christmas to go along with their gifts. So I made each family, each person in my family a pair of socks. There's 6 of us total. I am the oldest kid, I guess. And so I made socks for everybody else. And I finished my mom and dad's last week and gifted them earlier in the week. And so I'm so happy that those are done. But you will be seeing another video coming out very soon on my channel that is going to be talking about everything I made for Christmas 2020. And those socks are going to be included in it. So that's why I'm not going to show them to you today. But I do actually have another pair of socks that I finished for myself. And it's this pair. I love these so much. They turned out so good. They're so cozy. They are called the Toasty Warm Autumn Socks. So this is a free pattern by Lily Knits and her blog. You can find it for free on her blog. And of course I've put it in the show notes, which is what I'm looking to over here. So if you're curious, my computer is open and I will glance at those every now and then so I don't forget to say anything. But anyway, I made a couple of modifications on these socks and I wanted to chat about them for a second because while the pattern is absolutely perfect the way that it's written, of course everybody's feet are different and it can be really helpful just to be able to share something that I did to make them fit me better, and maybe you have the same size feet that I do. So I follow the instructions almost exactly. She has instructions in the pattern. Well, I should say first, these are toe-up socks. So you start on the toe and increase, and then work the foot, and then you actually do an afterthought heel. So you put in waist on, and then just continue up the leg, bind off, and then you go back and add your heel. So I did everything exactly how the pattern is stated. Except I shortened the length of the foot so that it would fit me, and I just measured my foot and then subtracted 2 inches, which again is what the pattern says, and it worked out perfectly. I did, if you are, making the same pattern, I did 9 pattern repeats, so I don't know if that'll be helpful or not, but if you decide to make these socks, it could be a little bit useful. And then I did a 2x2 rib cuff instead of a 1x1. I just kind of thought that I would prefer the way that looked a little bit more, because it kind of flows with the pattern a little bit better in my opinion. It does not change much at all. Really, in my eyes, the only difference between a 1x1 rib and a 2x2 is a 1x1 will generally be a little bit tighter on your leg, and I think that's why the designer, called for that in the pattern, because this is not a very tight fitting sock. It is ribbed, but it has stockinette as well, and it produces the most cozy texture, but it's not super tight. Like they are supposed to be more of kind of a slipper sock. They also use a DK or sport weight yarn instead of a finger weight, and so definitely more of a slipper sock. Yeah, so I just thought I would prefer 2x2 rib, and a little bit more, and I definitely think I do. I also just bound off in rib. I didn't do any sort of stretchy bind off. Now, I like the way that this fits. You or other knitters might prefer to do a more stretchier bind off. It kind of just depends on the way that your socks fit. I have pretty small ankles and these don't come up super high on me. And so I really wanted to be able to ensure that I would be able to get it over my heel, but that it would also fit snugly on my leg. And with this bind off, I was able to do that. However, if I had done a looser, stretchier bind off, I don't think I would have been successful at that. So I'm really glad that I made that modification. And yeah, I really, really love the way these turned out. I made an Instagram post about them, so you can check that out on my feed over there if you are interested. I used Knit Picks Brava Sport, and I just used one skein for these socks, so I actually have a little bit left. I have this much left, so I easily could have done, there's some, I know what that is. The project bag that I had these in is freshly made. I made it recently, and so there's some like little fabric giblets at the bottom where the fabric has frayed just a little bit, so that's what that dust was. But anyway, I used under one skein for both, for one pair of socks, which is just fabulous. I haven't weighed them, but I imagine it's over 50 grams. So I would guess I used about 70 grams for these socks. I think that's a pretty good estimate. But yeah, really, really love these. One other thing, I did also go down 2 sizes. So the pattern calls for you to do for you to use a size 6 needle, and I used a size 4. And I did the magic loop method. So, again, all about them fitting as snugly as possible because I knew from what she said in her blog post that my feet are much smaller than hers. And I wanted to make sure that they fit me. So, yeah, absolutely perfect. I am completely hooked on Lily Knit's sock patterns. They're just so fun. All of the ones that I have made, and I've done 2. Thought there was I've done two different patterns of hers, and they've both been DK weight, and it's just so fun because I haven't done that many DK weight socks, and I really, really love making them because they're so quick. So yeah, definitely gonna do more of her patterns for sure. I'm really excited about that in the future. Alrighty, so that is my only, goodness, those blockers are so loud, aren't they? That is my only finished object. So now I'm going to go ahead and chat about a few whips. I actually have quite a few things to show you, and that is super exciting. I've been working on Christmas gifts for what feels like forever, but they're finally all done. I shouldn't say finally. I love making every single one of them, but they're now all done, which is really exciting because I have been able to put time into new projects, and it is making me so, so happy. So let's go ahead and talk about those. Okay, so the first work in progress I'm going to show you is actually one of my own designs. So this is first I'm holding it in this bag, which is from Knit Picks. It says handmade is love, and these are my absolute favorite project bags, at least, so far, but they're awesome. I love drawstring project bags because there's nothing for the yarn to get caught on, or anything like that. I also, I absolutely adore the handmade, like really, really nice, like hand-sewn zipper pull project bags. Those are absolutely gorgeous, but I only have one of those, so I use these quite a bit as well. Alrighty, so this again is my own design. I am making a Genesis cowl out of Knit Picks Twill in the color Serpent Heather. So I recently released this pattern, but then I also released the Genesis beanie. And the beanie was worked using this same yarn, and I wanted to make myself a matching cowl using it. So that's what I'm working on right now. Again, this is Knit Picks Twill in the color Serpent Heather, the worsted weight version of Twill, and I love it so much. I just love this yarn. It's amazing. I love the spin. It's such an interesting spin, I feel like. I've never worked with anything like it, but I am hooked. I love it so much. I am also using some new to me needles. These are the Knitter's Pride Majestic 4 Square needles, and I love them so much. I was a little bit skeptical because they're square, and I would never have thought that I would knit with square needles. It just sounds so weird to me. But oh my goodness, I love them so much. They're so comfortable to work with. The only pain that I really have when knitting, it rarely happens, but every now and then the surface of my thumb will be sore from putting pressure on it from the needle, because the needles that I typically knit with are round and nickel plated. They're my absolute favorite needles, but every now and then, if I've been knitting for a really long time, I can kind of feel like a little bit of tenderness there, and I haven't felt that at all with this project. I think it's because my thumb has like a flat place to lay, and because it's on the softer wood. So I love this so much. I will link everything down below, the pattern, the yarn, and the needles, so you can check those things out if you'd like. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this project. It's just super mindless. I've been working on it, while we're watching TV or doing a podcast. It's been really lovely. I really, the Genesis stitch pattern is just one of my absolute favorites. I already have so many more designs that I want to do using it. My goal is to kind of create a whole collection, and it's just so special. It's the first, the Genesis Messy Bend Mini was the first pattern ever released, and so kind of to have that to go back to is really, really special. So that's my first work in progress. My second one is equally exciting. So I have challenged myself this year to complete the Box of Socks challenge for 2021. So I know this exists. I haven't actually done any research this year on it. If I remember correctly, I think it was started by the Will and Vine podcast. I think that's right. I'm not entirely sure. Again, I need to do some research and join an actual knit along. Right now, I'm just challenging myself to knit a pair of socks, a pair of patterned socks every month. That's my goal. And then to put them in a special little box and then have 12 new pairs of socks at the end of the year. I'm going to have a lot more pairs of socks than that, because these aren't going to be the only socks I knit each month. But I just kind of want to have one pair of socks that uses somebody else's pattern, and it's just dedicated, these are my January socks, and these are my February socks, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of my thought process behind it. Again, I haven't joined an actual knit along or anything like that yet. It's kind of just, I knew the challenge existed and I wanted to do it, but more than that, I just wanted to do it for myself. So, anywho, I'm using some brand new yarn. If you remember about a month ago, actually, I guess, I finished the All of the Lights cardigan that I was sample knitting for Addison of Ruby and Rose's yarn. And as payment for that big sample project, I was able to choose some skeins from her shop for myself, and then she generously included a few extras, which was just so thoughtful and so nice. So I am using her yarn for my January socks. So this is Ruby and Rose's yarn in the color Snow Day. And I thought I had the label in here, but I don't think I do, and that's disappointing because I wanted to accurately say the fiber content. So I know this is one of her Stellina bases because it has some sparkle, and I don't remember the actual name of the base, so I'll have to talk about that next week. But really, really loving these so far. I am knitting the Rye Light socks from Tin Can Knits, so they are the ones that have the garter panel in the front. I'm actually modifying it just a little bit. I wanted my garter panel to be a little bit narrower, and so I just added 2 stitches on each side of that, which was super simple to do, and I'm really glad I did because I do prefer the way that it looks. And I don't remember exactly what size I'm doing. I don't remember the name. The stitch count is 52 stitches. I don't know if it's a women's extra small or something. I'm not sure, but really, really loving these so far. I also did a 20 round 1x1 ribbed cuff, which I believe is a lot longer than what they originally suggested. But yeah. And then I'm using size 1, 2.25 millimeter needles. So again, these are my January socks. I love them so stinking much. Here's the back, and you can kind of see the colorway a little bit better. Hopefully, I will actually have the sock done next week. We'll see. I don't know if that'll happen, but basically I'll just finish them by the end of the month. And I'm really excited about this little project that I'm doing and challenge. This is also my first time working with like hand-dyed stellina yarn, and it is absolutely magical. I don't know if the sparkle is going to pick up very well on the camera. I think you can kind of see it glittering. It's not dust, it's glitter. But I love these so much. They've been so fun to work on so far, and I can't wait to continue them. Here is what the yarn looks like in the cake. I can show you that. It's just the most beautiful blue tonals. It has a little bit of green, some white. It's just the perfect January color. Whoa! I didn't drop it. Yeah, it's just the most perfect January color, and I love it so much. Alrighty. Moving right along. Okay, so the next project is kind of also joining a little bit of a knit along. So that's not her actual name. Natalie of the Nitty Natty and Love and Stitches podcast is hosting her second annual Make 30 for 30. So Make 30 for 30 is super simple, super simple. You literally just spend 30 minutes every day for 30 days working on a project. It can be a knit project, a crochet project, a sewing project, embroidery, cross stitch, quilting, anything. Just any sort of project. Spend 30 minutes a day working on it for 30 days. It's such a fun challenge. I don't think I participated last year, but I wanted to participate this year. And it's already been a blast. It's actually, at the time I'm recording this, it started on January 2nd, and today is January 3rd. So I've only done one day, but it's already been so inspiring and motivating because I have pulled out a long-term whip that is something that I really want to get done because I know that I want to wear it. But it was put on hold for quite a while, and this is just the perfect little challenge to get it out and finish it during these 30 days. That's my goal. You don't have to finish anything. It doesn't have to be a long-term whip. It can be something brand new. It can be whatever you want. There's no prizes, no rules, and that's what I love about this house so much because it's so simple. Anybody can participate. It doesn't matter what you're working on. I just really love it. So, again, it's only day 2, and I haven't even done my 30 minutes for today. But it's been a blast already. So, the project that I'm going to be working on during this challenge is my weekender. So, if you have been watching me for quite a while, you have probably seen this project before. I started it, I don't even remember, honestly. It was in 2020. I don't remember what time of year exactly. I could probably look back and find out. This is a pattern that I've been wanting to make ever since it first released. I love boxy style sweaters and shirts on my body, on myself. I love the way they fit and the way they look. So I know this is something that I'm going to love wearing. I just finished the body, and then I tried it on and realized that the shoulder shaping did not look right on me. Like, it was riding up in the most weird way. It just didn't look good. I didn't like the way that it looked. I didn't like the way that it felt. And so I knew that I just needed to it back to where I split for the shoulder sections and fix that and then make the sleeves. And so that is what I'm doing during this challenge. Yesterday I spent an hour on it actually instead of just 30 minutes, but I got the entire front section done. So what I did is I had completed the, I had completely finished the body and I followed the pattern. So I did short rows on both sides and the ribbing, and I realized that it didn't look right. So I ripped back to before the short rows and then finished that little section without short rows, and then did 8 rows of 1x1 rib. So this is what it looks like now. I think it's going to fit me so much better. I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited about it. So when I do my Make 30 for 30 later today, I'm also probably going to spend about an hour on it because I want to completely finish the body today. So yeah, and then I'm just going to spend the rest of the month working on the sleeves. So that's my goal for that. It's going great so far. You know, I'm really happy to be back on track. I know it looks kind of crazy right now, but I love it, and I can't wait to wear it. I know I'm going to wear it so much, and that's what's motivating me to finish it. You know, I could have just whipped it all out and, you know, tried a new pattern, but I paid for the pattern, and so I want to get my money's worth out of it, and I know that I'm going to love wearing this, and so I'm really excited. I'm really eager to work on this later and make some more progress. Right now, I'm trying to figure out if I should do short rows on the back or if I should rip out that section too and just not do any. I don't know. I don't know what I need to do, so I'll have to figure that out. But really, really love this, and I'm really excited to work on it some more. The yarn that I am using is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby in the color Scarlet Rose. So there's the color information, and I really, really like it. I love the color so much. Can't wait to continue working on this. Alrighty, and then my last work in progress is something that has been a long time coming. To be quite honest, it's been a long time coming. So for Christmas 2019, I received a kit as a gift. I received a kit from Knit Picks to make the Hue Shift afghan. It's something that I've been wanting to make forever. It's beautiful. I love it. I knew I would enjoy knitting it. So I received the yarn for Christmas as a kit. And then 2020 just got crazy, and I didn't have the time to knit it. So one of my goals for 2021 is to knit this blanket. I have it kind of planned out. I need to do about 2 squares a week to finish by the end of the year, and that's exactly my plan. You know, in a perfect world, I would love to just do a square a week and then, you know, finish them before the end of the year, or a square a day. That's what I meant. But they just take too long. Like, that's not practical at all. So I'm not going to show this every single podcast. I'm probably going to show it about once a month, because I'm going to be making kind of slow and steady progress. At least that's my plan. Well, let's hope that it stays that way. So I have all of the yarn, and everything in this box that I received the kit in from my grandmother, which I absolutely love. And I literally just finished the first square. So I actually had I've done the first square before, but I want to just kind of start completely fresh, and I wasn't far along. So this is the first square of this crazy blanket. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, so here is what the blanket is going to look like. Just like that, except mine is not exactly these colors. Mine is the rainbow kit, and the one that she's modeling here is like the pastel kit, I think. So mine, is it going to look like that one? I think it'll be like this one. I think. Right there. No, I think that's the jewel tone one, actually. I think Knit Picks has 3 kits. Let me see if I can find a picture of what mine is actually going to look like. Yes, here we go. This is what mine's going to look like. So it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. I am so excited to be working on this again. So I have the first square done, and the second one will be joined on this. And I'm going to start it probably this next week. Again, I'm not going to show this every single podcast, but I don't know. I thought it would be fun to show you kind of my progress as I go every now and then. So yeah, really, really love this. I have all of the yarn for it in this basket here, and I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to be making some more progress. So I will link that kit in the description box below if you would like to join me in making this awesome blanket for 2021. I think that would be so fun. So let me know if you decide to do that. I could open a knit along or something like that. Again, just check out that link below and you can see the kit for yourself. It's a really affordable blanket to make, and it's going to be so much fun. So really excited about that. Alright, so that is all for works in progress. Let's go ahead and chat about one new design that I am working on, and then a little devotional. Okay, so I am working on quite a few designs behind the scenes, but I just wanted to take a minute today to show you one that I am working on, and I am just absolutely in love with this. So this is a brand new cowl design. It's going to be an infinity scarf is my hope, so you'll be able to wrap it around more than once. And I just love it so much. It has a garter stitch and some lace. I'm not very far into it, but I know exactly what it's going to look like already, and I can't wait to see it finally done and just be able to wear it. I think it's going to be so beautiful and so wearable. I'm using these needles again, the Majestic 4 Square, the size 10.5 needles, and it's just amazing. It is so fun to work on this. I am using Knit Picks Billow in 3 colors. And I'll show them to you in pink form. Well, I don't have the label for this one. I'm not entirely sure what it's called. I didn't realize that the label was missing. I'm not sure where that is, but this is the first color that I'm using, and that is for the hem, or I guess the border. So that's what that dark teal is. And then the lavender is this one, and it is falling apart. But it is called Ice Lily. So here's what it looks like when it's falling apart. I'm about to skein up some new yarn, so I'm actually not going to fix this right now because I am out, which is why I have stopped working on it for a second, because I have to cake up some more of this yarn. But this is the color Ice Lily. I love it so much. It's such a beautiful color. And then the last color that I'm using, I actually haven't gotten to it in the cowl yet, but it is the color Clarity. So if you're familiar, Knit Picks Billow is a bulky weight 100% cotton yarn, and it's super fun because it's not spun evenly throughout the skein. So some portions of it will be thick and like an actual bulky weight yarn, and then some of them, let me see if I can find one. So like right here, you can see how it's thin up towards the top of my index finger, but then as it gets down to my thumb, it gets thinner and thinner. And that's just what this yarn does. So it's been super fun to kind of play around with it and come up with a good design that highlights that, but doesn't make it difficult to knit with. Because it is a balancing act, and I just love it so much. I'm really looking forward to being able to knit on this some more. Again, I'm not very far along right now, but I love it so much already. And it's just going to be such a beautiful cowl when it's finished. So that is the design that I am currently working on as of this moment. I have a few more that are kind of still in the like brainstorming stage and swatching and things like that. 2021 is going to look a lot different for designs. I'm not releasing a design every single week this year, but I have some amazing ones lined up, and they are still going to be quite a few. So don't worry about that. I am still very much designing all the time, every chance I get. It's just not going to be every single week this year. So that is it for Design Talk today. I absolutely love that cowl. I'm really excited to work on it later today and every day until it's finished. It's just so much fun. I'm really enjoying using that yarn as well. So that is it for all of the knitting and crochet content. Let's go ahead and talk about a little devotional. So for my devotional this week, I thought it would only be appropriate to talk a little bit about the new year and what that means. So I'm sure, you probably have your own like goals and resolutions and things that you would like to accomplish this year. But starting a new year is even more important than just setting a few goals and resolutions and to-do lists and things like that. It's kind of about a new beginning and just refreshing yourself and recharging yourself with the word and with everything that God has planned for your life. And that is what I've been focusing on these past few days as we've already launched into 2021. I'll admit it's kind of crazy to see 2020 end. It was a crazy year. It was a really hard year, but it was also a really good year and a really big year. And I'm kind of mixed emotions about it. Like on one hand, I'm sad to see it go, because there were so many good things that happened. And then on the other hand, I'm excited to see it end just because a new year is beginning. And I feel the same way about a new year starting. You know, there's so many good things to look forward to in a new year, but for me personally, it can induce a lot of feelings of nervousness and kind of fear of the unknown. You know, we don't know what lies ahead and we don't know what God has in store, but we can always trust Him and know that whatever we think is best, He knows what's best, and His plans are bigger and better than we can ever imagine. That's something that I am still learning and still, you know, truly grasping and understanding and realizing what it really means, but it's something so beautiful and something that I am, you know, trying to work toward understanding and living out better. So one of the things that I have thought about the past few days, and with the start of the new year, is just where my thoughts want to be. You know, it's so easy, you know, for me to get nervous and get, scared is kind of a silly word to put to it, I guess, but that, I guess, can be a little bit relatable. Just, again, fear of the unknown, you know, is something that I've struggled with for a really long time, and something that I'm still working through, but I've, you know, worked so hard to be where I am and where I know that His plans are there and that He will provide a way for me to achieve them. So the three things that I have kind of been focusing on the past few days is having a spirit of patience, excitement, and trust. So there are so many things that I'm looking forward to happening and that I pray that happen this year or in the coming years. And while I'm really excited about those, I am still learning to be patient about them because I know that God is going to bring them, God is going to help those things happen and make ways for those things to happen in His time, not just my own. And again, something I'm still working toward, but something that I'm really working on this year. And then another thing is excitement. You know, instead of being nervous and unsure of what lies ahead, we can be excited because we know that no matter what happens, whether it's good or bad, that we have been given this opportunity to make it into something that pleases Him, to honor Him through it all, and to learn something and to see something good through anything that comes our way. And that is something that I believe everybody, you know, needs to practice more, not in a sense of, you know, you should be better or anything like that. More of a sense of we should be more willing and encouraging to those around us to influence others to see the good in everything. In every single thing that we encounter, there's always something good, even if it's something as simple as, or something as constant as God is there. You know, that's always true. And when you're failing to see the good in something, that can be the thing that you rely on. God is still there, God is still good, and He is ready and willing to embrace you with open arms. And then the last thing is trust. Trusting in Him and knowing that everything is going to happen in its own time. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to make it through, you know, these crazy seasons that we're in. And yeah, that's kind of what I've been thinking about and praying about the last few days. And what I'll continue to do throughout this entire year. It's kind of hard, you know, being a young adult and learning how to approach new seasons at that age. It's something that I'm still practicing. You know, obviously I'm still having firsts. My first year of being a young adult is not over, and so I'm still having firsts. And you know, there's a lot of new things that are going to be happening this year because of my age, and so it's learning how to embrace those as an opportunity to serve Him, and that's my goal. So I hope that was encouraging for you. I hope that you have had a wonderful start to your 2021. I think we've all been given just a sense of, I don't know, just kind of recharging and taking this new beginning head on, and knowing that everything is going to work out the way that God wants us to. So, a little bit of a life update, I guess. I start college back in about a week, and I'm really excited, but also really nervous. This semester is going to look a lot different. I'm really excited because I have a couple more classes in person, at least as of right now. I am hoping, that they stay in person, but we'll just have to see how that goes. They are actually at a different campus. The college that I go to has multiple campuses, and so these are at a different one that's farther away, and so I have to, learn that drive and learn to be comfortable with that drive. But I'm really excited. I'm taking more classes regarding my major, which is super exciting. Also nerve-wracking because it's new territory, new things I've never done before. But I love my professor, and I'm so excited that I get to have him for more classes this semester. I love the way that he teaches and the way that he just hosts a classroom. I really, really love it. I love being in that classroom setting, and it's something that I missed. I miss having peers, and I'm excited that I get to have them again. So that is it for me this week. I hope you enjoyed episode 34 and that you gained some inspiration from my projects and that they encourage you to start your own. Again, I will have all the links to everything I talked about, including links to the yarns that I mentioned and that Hue Shift Afghan kit that you can check out if you so desire. I would absolutely love it if you did that and joined me on that little challenge. So let me know in the comments below what you're working on, what you're looking forward to in 2021, or anything else that you want to tell me. I always want to hear what you have to say and kind of encourage you and inspire you that way. So thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you can know each and every time I upload a new video. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you all again next time. Bye!